I just can't overstate. I know this sounds so stupid, but I can't overstate. It's so many chairs. Please believe me, everybody. It's an absurd amount of chairs. Ben, I have to talk to you about something. I need your opinion on something I experienced a few weeks ago, because it's been a few weeks and it's driving me still crazy. Before we do that, I do want to, there's an elephant in the room that I think we should address, and it is that we matched tonight. We look great.
We do. Obviously, the northern lights come out, fall comes out, and so does the plaid flannel.
For the white men with facial hair to wear red and black plaid flannel. Having said that, I do. So a few weeks ago, I took some of my students down to a conference in North Carolina, and as part of that, I was booked into this hotel that on the campus premises. And I walked to the hotel, and there was something really strange about the hotel that I couldn't put my finger on at first, but something very unsettling. And it took me a little while to realize it. But what the problem was, and this is going to sound stupid, but the problem was, Ben, that there were so many chairs in this hotel lobby. And you're thinking like, wow, were there like 20 chairs? Were there 30 chairs? No, Ben, there were like 80 chairs. There were like couches, there were settees, there were love seats, there were armchairs, there were just like regular.
So they weren't even like matching chairs. We're not talking like
absolutely not. Absolutely
conference chairs or something like that.
These chairs looked as if an antique store had thrown up all the chairs it had, and then they were like, well, I guess we'll set them up into seating arrangements. And there's a video of it somewhere. I don't know if we can link to that here or what the best way to do that is, but if you want to see the video, it's worth a look. It's just imagine a big wide sprawling hotel lobby, except there are like 19 different seating areas with like 4, 5, 6 chairs all together, but just like next to each other. It's seating areas as far as the eye can see. They go on forever. There are so many chairs. And they're everywhere, not just in the lobby that goes on and on and on. There were chairs under the coat hooks for some reason in one place. There were chairs outside the bathrooms, which I guess is nice if you want to, depending how it goes in there, you might want to have a nice rest afterward. There was a bench inside the men's room, Ben, and if you walk into the men's room and you are using the urinal, then behind you, there could be 2 lovers on this love seat watching you very intently as you use the urinal. There were too many chairs, and I don't know what they were for. And I would love for you to spin some ideas about why there might be so many chairs in this hotel.
Well, let me ask that. That does sound very odd. What kind of hotel was it? Was it like a corporate hotel? Was it a chain kind of thing? Or
good question. And actually, so there's a good answer to that. So the retreat campus is the best way I can put it. It's called Lake Junaluska in North Carolina. You can go check it out. Beautiful spot, great lake, like in the mountains, like it's right at the kind of the corridor entry to the Smoky Mountains. Really, really pretty. That whole campus at one point was, I think it was Presbyterian. It was some sect of Christianity owned it for a long time. And it was like a big church retreat thing. And there are multiple hotels, and there are like all these cabins and houses and retreat centers and like conference centers and things. But it's still semi-religious in that outside my hotel was a giant, and I mean 40-foot tall cross with very bright lights on constantly. So it rings true to the religious background. And my hotel room key had a picture of the lake, and then with a cross drawn in the corner. Okay. So it's still, I don't know what the relationship is still for the church, but it still is something. But this was a secular retreat, and but that's the background. But also so the hotel and the conference center thing, they're not big, they're small. And it sort of is like, what's the best way to, you've seen Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. It's like if you had a religious conference at that lake. If you go to Camp Crystal Lake.
Christians at Camp Crystal Lake. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Christians at Camp Crystal Lake. That's what this would be like. Beautiful and terrifying. So the hotel itself, it was pretty small. It was old. It was quite old.
Okay.
And there were, I think, honest to God, there were more chairs than rooms in the hotel.
So I'm getting almost like a more of an inn kind of sense from it. Was it more of a older hotel like that?
Yeah, an inn, but like if you think of like an East Coast inn, like the way that in White Christmas they go to an inn in Vermont and it's like kind of this big kind of house with columns in front of it. It's kind of like that. Okay. A little wider, but like that's kind of the deal.
Because I think it's in you said it's in the foothills of the Smokies or kind of the gateway to the Smokies.
Yeah, gateway to the Smokies. If you go to the little town nearby, it says gateway to the Smokies. Lots of hills.
Okay, so lots of hills. So I mean, probably lots of sitting. The more hills I go up, the more sitting I want to do. So that just could be a convenience thing.
I did literally get tendinitis from walking around.
So there you go. They're medicinal.
I went to the doctor 2 days later and she was like, "Did you do anything strenuous?" I said, "I walked around the Smokies." So that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, that's one thought. I was wondering too, maybe they host a run, a race, something like that, and they're used to having a lot of tired people. Maybe is there some event like that?
I can't imagine running on those. I mean, people, of course, like, runners love challenges. They love that. They love telling people about how they ran up mountains. So
I did something really hard and now I'm tired. Yeah, it was great. Those are the kind of things, like the practical things. But I like what I'm thinking. What the initial kind of thought I got. If I kind of picture it almost like a family run in, like when you say White Christmas kind of stuff. Maybe this seems like an act of petty revenge to me. This seems like that many chairs of that many different styles in that many different places crammed into bathrooms, under coat racks, under. That is a husband and wife debating years ago about whether they needed more chairs in the lobby.
So this is a passive aggressive move.
I think this is a passive aggressive move. It could have been. It looked like surrender and capitulation at first. Just because I'm on this side of the argument most of the time, I think probably the wife was saying we need more chairs. And then
is Patty there, by the way? Do you want to weigh in on this?
Not, or I'm all right tonight.
No, how convenient.
I can speak freely. I picture one of the couples saying we need more chairs in the lobby, and the other one saying no, there's fine. There's lots of chairs. We got plenty of places. This argument grows and grows and grows until someone just says, "Fine, we'll get more chairs."
Oh, you want chairs?
You want chairs?
I'll get chairs.
And is this enough chairs? And they go to every estate sale for the next 10 years and pick up anything that can be sat upon. And they've crammed it into every nook and cranny in their lobby until someone said, "Is that enough chairs for you?" That's my initial take.
This. I like this a lot because you know what? I like it. I don't like relationship stories where the stakes are very high. Like, I don't want them to fight over things that matter because having been divorced, like that's trigger warning for me. I like low stakes, big fights. And this is right up that alley for sure.
I think I'm trying to say it's probably not even like the person that was buying all the chairs was not the one that was placing all the chairs, right? It was like, you wanted them, you find a place for them. And that may be why the love seat ended up in the men's room.
Yeah. I got a place for this one right in the men's room. Yeah.
I'll get couples watching you when you get in there, Earl. His name's Earl. I don't know why.
Of course it's Earl. Of course it is.
Yeah. And Ethel. Earl and Ethel.
I like it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about it. Were there any other clues, any other thoughts, you stayed there. Did you ever see anybody sitting in any of the chairs? Were the chairs ever occupied, or were they?
Here's the honest to God truth. Not a single person. I was there for 3 days. I didn't see a single person sitting in a single chair, which really is the weirdest part of all of it. It was crazy. I was soaking in the whole environment. So I took it a different way, in terms of a bad idea for a story, which is, we're there. It's like there's all this religious iconography kind of out in the campus and things. And I know the history of the place. And to me, I thought it could be a really fun setting for almost like a Terry Pratchett style comedy where this is like the staging ground for an ongoing like series of battles between angels and demons. And this is where the angels come to hang out. They congregate there, and you've got to have chairs for the angels. You have to have them. They have to be there. But like one of the chairs is in the bathroom because angels are so fascinated with like human genitalia because they don't have it. And they just want to observe. They don't mean any harm. They're just so interested. We have to see this.
It's curiosity.
What is going on there?
Not perversion. Yeah.
It's not perversion. No, pure angels. I think it'd be fun if there was some sort of like, this is the staging ground for war. And like, this is a real battle, right? So this is like an end times level series of battles. And you have all these angels preparing for battle in these very uncomfortable human antique chairs that are just poorly placed and scattered everywhere. They're used to the softest clouds.
So maybe that was just trying to find the right chair.
Yeah. And then I think maybe at the end of this, that's right. I think at the end of this story, maybe they get so mad about the chairs and that causes them to bicker and argue so much and so violently. The demons are standing outside looking through the windows, eating popcorn or whatever they do, and just watching as the angels just tear each other apart because we can't even get to the part of the war because we're so mad about these chairs and how awful they are.
Just fighting.
That's where my head went.
Chairs.
Yeah.
And of course the demons don't use chairs because their knees bend the other way, right? At least
the other way. So how would they even?
So they can't even sit. What would a chair look like if our knees bent the other way? So interesting.
And so they're just sitting out there. I mean, they're watching the angels destroy themselves, which makes them happy. But also, there's a part of them that's really envious because what they would give to be able to sit in a chair.
They've been standing for thousands of years. Yeah,
thousands. I mean, eternity.
Their hooves are sore. They've been walking up and down these hills, getting tendinitis.
They've got tendinitis, just like
It's a good thing that the angels took themselves out because that tendinitis was going to be like their downfall otherwise.
That's right. I think that'd be a fun way to take it.
That's interesting. I would say a clever observation, and I've got to check out this video because it sounds like an awful lot of weird chairs.
I just can't overstate. I know this sounds so stupid, but I can't overstate. It's so many chairs. Please believe me, everybody. It's an absurd amount of chairs.